Good morning, everybody. This is July 12th. I thought I'd give you a little update on my Robinhood account. And also, I wanted to talk a little bit about compound interest today and how that can really affect you long term if you're trying to retire at some point in your life. It's definitely worth watching, so stay tuned. So, starting out with the account, I still own AMD, 120 shares. I have gone up another 5 shares. I'm not exactly putting a lot of money into this right now because I am paying for school and paying for my living expenses while trying to survive out here. But I plan on in the next few months adding quite a few dollars. So please stay tuned, like, subscribe, and I will show you exactly what I'm doing day to day as I go forward through life here. So I've gone up from 115 to 120 shares. My average cost still is $10.70. I originally started buying this stock at $6, and I can show you that right here. Way down, way down. I've kind of flip-flopped for a while, but originally starting out, I bought 3 shares at $6.60. Another buy here at $6.60 again. $6.80. It's just been going up from there, and I mean, steadily adding to it. A couple sells here, a couple buys here as the market went forward, but overall, I'm holding AMD for a very long time, I hope, at least till Christmas, after Christmas earnings. From what I can see, we're at 14 already, doing absolutely awesome. The last 3 months have been great. I got in, bought some more around $10, and God, can't really say enough about AMD. Love them. Up 31%, $400 total. I gotta love AMD. Still owning my ETF, FIW. Been a little volatile, but plan on owning this little water stock for quite a while as well. Up 20%. Been holding this since April, I believe. Tesla. I actually made a big mistake on Tesla. I really wasn't paying attention. I ended up selling all my workhorse shares for around $4, and I bought Tesla literally at the peak at 385, 386. And if you take a look at the graph, I mean, right, it's not even on here, my point of buying. So really wasn't paying attention. If you look at the 1 year, really just, I pretty much bought this at the max. And really, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have just waited because the next few days, the stock was around like $310. Could have saved myself a good $50, but I plan on owning Tesla for a very long time as well, 10 years, 20 years. Love this stock. It's more than just the cars. I'm not really into the car thing, actually. I'm into them because of the energy sector. I think that is going to be huge. Having free energy around all the time is just a great idea, and I think Tesla's idea of having it everywhere and free once you pay for it, it's just going to be great. And I love how they put pressure on the market as well. Lastly, I still own Power Shares, SPHD. I own this stock because they have a 3.988%, and that is paid monthly. So even though the stock hasn't been doing that great, I'm down $2, 1%. I really plan on owning this stock for a while. And you look at the 5 years, had some great growth. Started at 20, we're now at 40. Yeah, I'm going to hold this for a while. I'll keep adding to it as well. Other than that, guys, the account's been doing pretty well overall. I'm up 24%. If you look at the last 3 months, like right when I started, I'm up $440. I had a max of, it was 41% for my last video. I added some more money. I don't know if how that affected the percent, but it says 37% now. But the last video you saw, it was 41%. Other than that, I really want to talk about a compound interest here. So my Robinhood account is currently around $2,200. And I'm just playing with the numbers here. I currently add about $100 a month. It's about 10% of my paycheck. So I'm bi-weekly, so I make $500 bi-weekly paychecks. Not too great, but if I was to hold on to that and keep adding $100 every month for the next 30 years, which is 360 months, and let's say I made 10%, and that's after inflation. Say we made 16%, and inflation's about 6% a year. We're looking at overall in 30 years, I'll have an account balance of $246,000. So that's kind of scary, considering I'm 33, and people are retiring at 65. They'll probably push it up to 70 by the time I get there. So like, I was interested, and I was like, well, how much do I really need? And according to Google, I was born in 1984, so I'm going to need about 1.8 million. And if I have a wife or a spouse, I'm going to need double that. I would think, or roughly double that. It should be a little bit more efficient if you live together. So say 3.5 or 3 million. So 1.8, I really doubled it and kind of rounded up to 4 million. If you're born in the early 90s or late 80s, you're looking at 2.5 million each. So, wow, right? That is a lot of money. And that's to retire safely in the United States. I actually don't plan on retiring in the United States. My wife is Mexican. I think we'll probably retire in Mexico. But let's play with the numbers a little bit. So, playing with the numbers, I found that if I kept adding, and I forget what percentage, I'm playing it safe with 10%. So, $500 added, 10% over the next 30 years, I'll have about $1 million. What if I add $1,000 a month? We're looking at 2 million. Now that could cover me. If I added $1,000 a month and I made 10% of my money, I'd have 2 million in 30 years. I'd be 63. So what do I need to get up to 4 million is the question, right? Well, you could either have a better interest rate. Let's say we made 20%, which you'd just be killing it, 15 million. Let's say we had 15%, which I think is pretty doable. I think 15% with your money played pretty safely is definitely doable. So here we go, $2,200 starting out, monthly deposit of $1,000, 30 months, 14%. I think that's pretty doable. So I need to add $1,000 a month. Now, I currently make $14,000 a month while I go to school. So in order to get that $1,000, I got to get them fist dollars in. And in order to get them fist dollars, I got to get paid more, right? So in 3 months' time, I'm graduating. I'm getting a new job. I'll be making about $55K a year. After taxes, that's about $41,000. So roughly $3,000 a month I'll be able to earn. Now, I'm going to take 1,000 of that. I'm going to put it into Robinhood, and I'm going to be able to live off of 2 with a wife. Now, that's the hard part. So we'll see as we go forward here, guys. But that is kind of the plan going forward. I mean, that is 30 years. And here's a really interesting thing, actually, is that if I was to take all my money, let's say my wife had a job that was pretty decent. She earned, $41,000 after taxes, and I earned $41,000 after taxes. Let's say that we just put all that money right into Robinhood, right? So let's say we were to add $3,000 a month just from me, and we made 14%. We're looking at about $14 million. So just something to think about, guys. If you don't have a compound interest calculator, I would definitely consider just playing with the numbers and getting an idea of what you want to be when you're older. You don't want to retire with nothing in the bank or a few $100,000. That's just not going to happen. People are living longer. You can expect to live into your 80s and 90s as we go forward. It used to be 60s and 70s and 80s. Now it's 70s, 80s, and it's going to be longer and longer. People are living longer, and you're going to need more money. If you consider yourself to retire at 65 and you live to 85, that's 20 years of life. You got to think about that. So take on them fist dollars, guys. If you got any comments below, please write them down. I will take a look at any stock you want me to take a look at. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like, subscribe, please. I don't even have a subscriber yet, so it'd be cool if I got one or a couple.